I want you guys to have more say on this channel for what kind of videos I produce, because I really just want to build a tight-knit community that is passionate about the future of technology. And that's why I'm going to be doing a live stream at some point this week. I will follow up with some details on my Twitter, on my YouTube community page, and of course on my Discord server. If you really want to interact with the community, join that Discord server. Anyways, on today's roster, on today's schedule, first up I'm going to take you guys through some really quick little bits of AI news that are just important. I gotta tell them to you guys because they're relevant for everybody. And then I want to check out Udio's brand new update. And Udio hasn't been out for a long time at all, but they've already made significant changes. And I think that these changes absolutely solidify Udio as the best AI music generation platform you can get your hands on today. Anyways, first up, guys, I have to talk about this. This is posted by Sean Ralston, an OpenAI employee, and actually my pretty much main contact at OpenAI, by the way. Very nice guy. He actually tagged me in this, but you'll notice here that Sora is capable of not only generating a video, but just changing one single element of that video. So in this demonstration, we can see that the original generation in the top left-hand corner is a 30-year-old man in a gray suit, and it does a very good generation. He's walking down this alley. There's some graffiti and trash cans. Definitely looks very realistic. I know the quality isn't great, thank you Twitter. But on the top right, we then do a gender swap on this guy. So we're now doing a 30-year-old woman in a gray suit, and it does it very, very well. You can see almost all of the background elements are pretty much the same. It's a very similar looking alley. If you didn't notice the small little details, you wouldn't really see that some of the things in the background are a little bit different, but the color palette, the vibe, the purpose behind the footage is all the same, essentially. And a lot of the elements in the background of the video are exactly the same. The trash cans, the water, the yellow. You can see some steps in the city in the background. We can also do the same thing, but we can turn him into a 60-year-old man with a white beard instead. Or my favorite, the metal industrial robot, which kind of reminds me of Fallout, and Fallout's really popular right now, so I like to see that. Just a really cool generation, and it kind of sparks your creativity of what's possible. You can generate something and be like, what if this character was a robot instead of a man? How would that look and feel? And it might be something that you really like creatively. So I'm happy to see that Sora has this capability, although I'm not sure if I would call it video in-painting because it does seem to change the entire video, but all of the elements of the background, the graffiti, the trash cans, the water, it's all very similar, so it's definitely a brand new generation as a whole, not technically in-painting, but it seems to work pretty well regardless. So this was pretty dang cool, but I also thought it would be pretty important to bring this up. I haven't talked much about the AI devices that have been circulating around, you know, the Rabbit R1, the Humane AI pin. I'm not buying them. I think they're a little bit too early into the game to be successful products, but I really think it's important to point out that when Rabbit announced the R1, they're like, this cannot be an app for your phone no matter what. But here it is. After the R1 actually comes out, it is reverse engineered, and now it is running on a phone, not only fully featured, but actually with access to new features. Without a device, it works perfectly without root/system perms. So it absolutely could have been an Android app. So, you know, you gotta wonder, why are they trying to sell you this extra piece of technology, this extra thing you gotta carry around in your pocket? Now, if you bought a Rabbit R1 and you like it, more power to you, you know? Just saying, for me personally, it's something that I've been avoiding because I don't think that the technology is really there to facilitate having an entire extra device being carried around your pocket. And it does seem like it could have just been an app this whole time. Oh, and by the way, if you want AI updates like that in real time, please consider following my Twitter account or joining the Discord. All right, guys, let's get on to today's main course, Udio AI Beta. Just to give you a taste of what Udio is capable of if you haven't heard it before, put those headphones on and take a listen.
You say you need it, darling. Please, can you taste it just this time? When I feel that sweet rush, ease my craving mind. One of these bites, I'm gonna show you how rich it can really be.
As you can hear, not too bad. Or we could listen to You Spilt Coffee on My Dog. This will give you an idea of the creativity side of AI-generated music.
Ooh, ain't no mistake, you dropped that rule, yeah. On my furry friend today, yeah. What my dog ever do to you, yeah. She ain't want your life I'll mark you. Yeah, yeah.
So let's go ahead and make a brand new song here on Udio. I'm gonna do a cold, dark, country folk song about an abandoned robot searching for his creator. Rough and sad. I don't know why we're starting out so sad, okay? It's just an idea I had. We'll put a synth wave in there as well, just to spice things up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and slap on manual mode because this is pretty specific, and we'll let the lyrics get auto-generated. We'll click the create button. So I'm gonna head over to my creations, and we'll wait for this to generate. If you guys remember, Udio used to have a lot of problems with how long it took to generate songs, but now you typically get your generations in about 1 to 3 minutes, which is not too bad. Looks like we got our generations. Let's start with the top one.
I'm drifting down this frozen path, leads dim in the twilight's breath. Lost my heart 20 miles back, can't compute where the lines all went. Been searching for the hand that made this metal skin and these wire veins.
That was pretty good.
Left alone, rust and chrome under moonlight, searching through the empty halls all night. Wires fray, memories can't fight. Where's the one who gave me sight?
Alright, that one's a little bit weird. We're gonna not use that one. Okay, so most of the updates here on Udio AI actually come from the editing. If you guys didn't know, we can remix, we can extend songs here on Udio. So let's choose to extend. Now this song, I think it starts out a little bit abruptly, so I think it might need an intro before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click add intro, and then we'll click auto generated and let it do its thing. Now the first new thing you're gonna see here is if I zoom in and click this little arrow next to that first generation, we can see now there's 2 extension tracks based off of that first one. And you can see it now is labeled as extension V1 and extension V2. All right, we got our extensions. Let's listen to the first one. Again, these are intros.
Walking past the scrap and dust, I'm drifting down this frozen path, leads dim in the twilight's breath. Lost my heart 20 miles back, can't compute where the lines all went. Been searching for the hand that made this metal skin and these wire veins.
Perfect. I like that. I thought that was fun. I listened to this other one, by the way, no good. So what we can actually do is just go ahead and delete that one. So now we have a clear extension of where our song is going. This is our next one, and now we want to extend the extension, right? So we want to make a full-length song, and that's really the core of the updates that you're going to see with Udio AI today, is that they are trying to make it so that you can easily generate a full-length song. And one of the things that you're going to see here is that when we add a section after, now that our song already has an extension making it about a minute long, Udio AI is actually going to take into account that full minute of song, the whole intro and the whole song essentially up until this point. That's because the context length of the AI has increased to 2 minutes from 30 seconds. Before, when you did an extension, it would only take into account the last 30 seconds. now it's taken into account the last 2 minutes, which is pretty dang awesome. And by the way, guys, we now also have this select section part, and this will essentially allow us to delete any part of the song before the extension begins. So let's say the AI screwed up towards the end. I could make this extension go to that exact part, and you can click on any of those pieces, by the way, to start listening to the song. So I can select it exactly perfect and then crop the extension. Now, the AI didn't screw up, so I'm not going to use this tool, but if it does in the future, we absolutely can. And this was one of the most requested tools, by the way, and I'm glad that Udio added it so dang quickly. Like I said, I love the rate of innovation. It's so important for being competitive in the AI space. And by the way, you can now see the tree is branching off even farther. We have the original, then the intro, and then we have 2 branches off of that intro. And our new extensions are born. You can see the title now says extension version 2.1 and 2.2. So there is sort of a method to the madness here in terms of keeping track. Let's take a listen.
Down this frozen path, leads dim in the twilight's breath. Lost my heart 20 miles back. Can't compute where the lines all went. Been searching for the hand that made this metal skin and these wire veins. Trudge along this silverscape, gears grind while memories play. The spark of love in a steel chest, yearning for the warmth I used to get. Frosty echoes with each step take, calling to the maker my soul to wake.
I think a little bit too much at the end there in terms of the generation itself, but it's very consistent. I mean, after the transition, I think it's definitely taking into account that full extra minute of context, where before, oftentimes when you would generate a new extension, it would switch up and not really understand the rest of the vibe of the song, if that makes sense. So I'm glad to see that this is something they've really started to iron out with that longer context. Now, I do want to see if this second iteration is a little bit better.
Metal skin and these wire veins. No warmth in this alloyed soul. Glimmers fade in the night so black. My echoes fade, no voice to call. A lonesome road without a track. Lights flicker in my optic frame, scanning horizons for my maker's name.
Okay, I liked the little change up that it did at the end there. So this is going to be a really good example of that longer context. You can hear at the end of the song.
For my maker's name.
That little change up. Now, typically, something I would worry about with that change up when doing an extension to make this a full 2-minute song would be that it's going to completely change the song and not take into account this full 1 minute 37. But now it can actually do that. So we're going to go ahead and click extend on this and let it auto-generate a section. Now, let's say we liked the rest of the song, but we didn't like that little end bit. Like I said, you can do the select section piece and just trim that part out. But I want to follow through with it. I want to see how it handles it. So we're going to go ahead and roll with it. So one thing I have noticed, and I think is important to keep in mind, it seems that every subsequent generation after takes longer and longer if your song is longer because it's including that full 2 minutes of context. That definitely increases the generation time a little bit. And you can see, again, there is that method to the madness here of the V2.2.1, so you can sort of trace back how you got to where you got with your song. But of course, they also have that visually with the tree here that you can click and remove. All right, our generations are complete. Now this should essentially be like a full-length song. I'm not gonna make you guys listen to the whole thing. We'll go all the way to the end and see how it handled that change.
Lights flicker in my optic frame, scanning horizons for my maker's name. Engine hums a goodbye tune, rusting heart that beats too soon. Circuits frayed and memories crack, but I'll march till the end of the moon. Silent screams in digital dreams as I wander through this ghost machine.
Okay, I like that. I'm impressed by that. It did something really interesting, but it definitely made the voice very consistent. That's one thing you're really going to notice. The singer's voice, extremely consistent with that new 2-minute context. Very impressed. So let's take a listen to this other one now.
Frame, scanning horizons for my maker's name. Treads worn thin on this starless route, lost the signal my purpose to. Static whispers from the shadows grow, a broken bot with nowhere to go. Each step's a quest for the past long gone.
And again, you can hear at the end there, it picked back up on that same melody that was in the middle or most of the song, actually. Very impressive, although I gotta say, I think this generation wins it out for me. I'm gonna go ahead and add an outro, and we'll finish up this song in full. So now, obviously, we have a little over 2 minutes of generation, so we're gonna lose a little bit of that intro in the context, which I think will kind of suffer a little bit for our outro. Again, longer context would always be better, but this absolutely, I think, allows you to make a fully coherent, full-length song very, very easily. In comparison to the way it was before, you'd be doing generation after generation trying to get lucky and have something that actually sounds like it makes sense with the rest of the song. And you can see now with 4 extensions, it's getting a little crazy. Version 2.2.2.2, which is, I mean, that's a little bit unreasonable, but at least it lets you track where things go, and you can always rename them. And let's see how this gets finished up for us.
Through this ghost machine, I strayed off the blueprint path, lonely sparks in aftermath, yearning for that human touch. In a world that changed so much, a ghost in every bite and gear, empty shell, nobody's near.
Let's go ahead and listen to the other one and see if that outro's any better.
Of the moon, silent screams in digital dreams, as I wander through this ghost machine, in shadows of forgotten codes, silhouettes of life I used to know. I rummage through the silence, mechanical drone, with every step this exile I own. Underneath the starless sky I roam, searching scraps of yesteryear's my home.
That was kind of an abrupt ending, I think. I like the first one a little bit better, but I think that's a decent full-length song. To get something of this quality, in my opinion, you would have to generate quite a bit more before this new context length update. I mean, that really is the key here. I can now pretty much right away generate a full-length song without having to say, oh god, both of these new extensions, they suck, and now I have to redo them. I can just do it right off the bat, and it's pretty dang good. I can heart this now and publish it. And we have our full full-length song. You can rename it, just Mechanical Heartache, sure. By the way, in this editing, this is where you can actually generate an album cover right inside of Udio, which is pretty fun. All right, we get 3 generations. I like this really creepy one. I'm gonna save that. And bam, there you go, full-length song. I'll probably end up uploading this one to my Spotify account, actually, which I have a bunch of Udio and Suno songs on. This will be linked down below if you want to listen to the full-length thing. I'm not going to put the full song in this video. One key trick that you can use when you generate songs here on Udio, by the way, is to actually use the names of artists. Now, Udio won't let you use the full names, but it will replace them with a substitute that works better than what I've been able to come up with myself. So when I want to use a specific artist like Juice WRLD, let's say, I just put Juice WRLD in there. I put the artists straight in there, and it will replace them for me. So it's not really using the artists' names, it's just using the genres that they are a part of. And you can't copyright own a genre. Anyways, let's make a brand new song. I've been doing this theme of aliens lately, so I think I'm gonna stick with that. Alien abduction turned into crazy galactic long bender hype partying with aliens. So we'll just start this. We're gonna manual prompt it and then let it auto generate lyrics, and we'll see how that goes. All right, these should be very interesting. Let's start with galactic bender.
Zooming through the cosmos, we're on hyperdrive. Mix it with the stardust, feeling so alive. Plug right from the earth, the party's just begun. Neon lights on UFOs, outshine the sun. Aliens with mixers pouring up the nebula. Pour it up, popping galaxy pills, we ain't never sober. Never.
Not a huge fan of this one. Let's try the next one.
Got that cosmic juice up in my cup, color switching like a nebula. We vibing out, these stars align, the whole galaxy can hear us. I bet the Martians know our names, screams like yo, we live, we on. From the starship deck, we see the rings of Saturn. Pouring 0G, we toasting, now we floating. Don't leave.
That was better. Let's try something else. Sometimes prompting it, and I mean, this is kind of turning into a little bit of a tutorial at this point, but sometimes prompting it a little bit more specifically can get you dramatically different results. I want to start out with the intro, so I'm going to say intro to song. I just got abducted by an alien, but he seems pretty chill and down to party. So we're going to slowly prompt it over time to turn it into a story about someone getting abducted by an alien and then going on a crazy galactic party. So let's create that and see if that works a little bit better for us. Let's take a listen to these.
Abducted quick, but don't panic. Alien homie, we cosmic bandits. Just got scooped in a silver ride. He's got stardust, we about to glide. One time in the Milky Way. Met a green homie with a DJ tray.
I don't like the beat, but I kind of like the lyrics of that one.
If you don't just take a ride up beyond where comets fly, throw your peace signs to the skies. Throw your peace signs to the sky.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to go a little bit deeper with this. I'm gonna copy these lyrics and do a custom. So we'll say beat drop, and then these will be the first lines. Alien abduction sound effect intro. We'll see how it handles that. I'm not very confident about this making a good intro, but we'll see.
Abducted quick, but don't panic. Alien homie, we cosmic bandits. Just got scooped in his silver ride. He's got stardust, we about to glide. One time in the Milky Way, met a green homie with a DJ tray.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was doing with the lyrics, but the intro part was okay.
ducked it quick, but don't panic. Alien homie, we cosmic bandits. Just got scooped in the silver ride. He's got stardust, we bout to glide. One time in the Milky Way, met a green homie with a DJ tray.
That was okay. That was all right. I think we're gonna have to just stick with this one. Once you try to do stuff that's a little bit more nuanced, it can get complicated, and that's where these new features really come into play. So I finally found one I like. I'm gonna stick with this one. I think, though, what I'm going to do is wait to finish this song until the stream. So that'll sort of link this video together with the stream. And that will be, again, later this week. Stay tuned on my Twitter, YouTube, Discord server for updates on that. That sort of felt like the transition period where this video becomes more like a live stream than an actual video on the new features. So thanks so much for watching. Check out some of my other videos and definitely join the Discord server to join the MattVidPro AI community. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.